How's it going? I just wanted to create a quick video that's showing what's happening with adopted style sheets or the constructible style sheets, and writing the bug was really difficult. I think showing you is going to make it a lot easier, so I just want to break this down here. So what I did is I have a bunch of custom elements, and here it is working, and you're going to see me just like hovering really fast. Oh, sorry, you can't see my mouse. I'm hovering really fast over all the elements because it's creating and destroying. Actually, in the case of the hover, it's just updating custom properties. But if I click and I hold shift and I click, I'm creating a bunch of custom elements here, all of them which are sharing a bunch of style sheets. And in this current implementation that we're looking here, this is the one that's in production. It's stable, it's fine, there's no crashing. It's also not using adopted style sheets, or not using constructible style sheets. So if I come over here to my local environment, which is, so here's my style store. This is how I am using constructible style sheets, and maybe this is part of the problem, I'm unsure. But I'm pulling in strings that are coming from external style sheets, and I'm passing those strings into a new style sheet, and I'm replacing them with and then I'm returning them. I'm exporting them for other components to import. So the idea was that I only create them one time, and there's a centralized store for all the constructible style sheets that you can adopt. I should call it, anyway, maybe you know where I was going with that, because you're adopting them. Anyway, and they're being exported. One of the things, and how I initially was debugging this, and here, let's just see a repro. Maybe I need to come back in here. Yeah, if I comment out this, so this is part of what we'll be looking at. We should see this reload here. All right, so if I hover, there we go, there's a crash. So what happened? What happened is I uncommented this code, which was now, so I'm overriding the superclass's set position, which it shouldn't need to do. And this doesn't need to happen in the production version. This is just something I noticed during debugging, that if I intercept it and I don't ask for get bounding client rect, somehow it no longer crashes. But that's only one of 5 ways that we can prevent the crashing from happening. So even though right now that might sound like it's get bounding client rect's problem, I think what that call is doing is that's a clue for you. I don't know what this is doing in the engine, but it's one of a few ways to crash it. So another way, or a way that we can resolve this, is to not import any of the styles or extend the base or the super element, the base element. So I think that's kind of weird, right? If I have a base element that's got one adopted style sheet, and then I extend it, and in my constructor I give it 2. I don't even have to apply the styles here for Chrome to crash. I also it takes a whole bunch of, so here, let's just see if I can do it really quick, if I can remember right. So we'll take out these. Our goal here is to get this into another stable set here, and I gotta give this right like that. Okay, so I think this will get us to rendering again without a crash, if I remember right from last night's QA. Right, see, no crashing. I can sit here and hover all day. I can multi-select and hover. I'm not extending. I'm also not importing the class. I think there's something to do with this here as well, where I'm importing a class that's being exported that has adopted style sheets. I'm not exactly sure if that is part of the problem or not yet, but it does seem to affect what's going on here. Okay, so anyway, there's many ways to not get Chrome to crash, all of which feel like they have nothing to do with my JavaScript, and all of which feel broken in terms of some sort of under the hood model of how adopted style sheets are working. I really don't know. All I know is that that's all that the difference is between this version that we're looking at here and this version, is that I'm refactoring to adopted style sheets, or to constructible style sheets. There's one more thing that's worth noting too, is if I come into my style store and I just pass empty strings to these two, the problem goes away, which again, that means I don't have any styles on my elements. They're being created and drawn and blah blah blah. They just don't look like they're supposed to. So there's some sort of relationship there. I also have I'm curious if it's how many constructible style sheets I've created. I don't know if somehow I've busted some threshold. I'm unsure. So anyway, I hope this video helps. Give me an email or drop me a line. I'm super open to talking about it. I'd really like to get this feature out the door, but I feel like this isn't my fault. So let me know. I'd love to talk about it. Okay, thanks.